On caring, I was reading Studs Terkel's book, Working, and one of the interviews is with a young steel worker. He hates his work, he's tired and bruised and burned all the time, but he's willing to put up with it because of his kids. He sees his kids get good educations even though they're still quite small, and not having to work and live in the way he does. As a steel worker says, "This is why I work. Every time I see a young guy walking by with a shirt and tie and dressed up really sharp, I'm looking at my kid, you know. That's it. The young steel worker will put up with a job he hates for all those tedious years because he thinks he can help his kids do better, not make the mistakes he's made, not find themselves in the trap he's in." I received a letter from a listener recommending the book On Caring by Milton Mayroff. Mayroff writes, "Man finds himself by finding his place, and he finds his place by finding appropriate others that need his care and that he needs to care for. Through caring and being cared for, we experience ourselves as a part of nature. We are closest to a person or an idea when we help it grow. That's beautiful." And he says, in the sense in which a man can ever be said to be at home in the world, he is at home not through dominating or explaining or appreciating, but through caring and being cared for. And I suspect that that's what keeps millions at work they don't particularly like, putting in year after year with not much light at the end of the tunnel. It's because there's someone else, someone to care for, someone to hope and plan and dream for. We find our place by finding appropriate others that need our care and that we need to care for. Through caring and being cared for, we experience ourselves as a part of nature. We are closest to a person or an idea when we help it grow. People and or ideas can give meaning to our lives. If we happen to lack one, we can make do with the other. If we have both, we're most fortunate. It's when both are absent from our lives that we become alienated and depressed and feel there's no reason for living. Parents by the thousands have spent most of their years in the most menial, backbreaking, discouraging kind of work to make certain their kids are properly fed and clothed and sent to school. Like the steel worker in our example, the well-being of their children fills their minds and their daily lives, and they'll put up with anything and go to work so sick that they can hardly drag themselves out of bed. And when we see people hurrying home in the evening, we can understand that they're heading for what gives meaning to their lives, someone to care for and someone who cares for them. They may not put it into words or even fully understand it, but that's what coming home is all about. And that's what keeps them going week after week, year after year. Others who need their care and whom they need to care for. It's a great way to kind of look at what you do in your life, and who are you caring for, who are you helping. And I love it when you ask that question, who needs your energy now? Right? So when you're going through your day and you're working with people or you're working on people, always ask that question, who needs your energy now? I love how he says, we find our place by finding appropriate others that need our care and that we need to care for. When you have someone to care for, especially as parents, we know this, we'll do anything. We'll go to the ends of the earth for those people. So, if you find people that you can do that for, you usually find your purpose, you usually find your meaning in life through that. I love how our parents, right? We do anything for our kids. So many people get stuck in jobs they really don't like because they're providing for people. So take a look at these things. The beauty is you can have both, right? You can have the job that you love, providing for your family in a way that you never imagined. So I think a really important thing to do is look at what you do, look at what you provide for your kids, how you do that, and then ask yourself if you're selling out to the system or if you're actually giving your best, doing all that you can do to earn the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time so you can spend it on and with your family and the friends you love. And you're freeing up time to do that with them. So, finding something that you can create that allows you to work less hours a day but earn more money. I think that's the ultimate goal. All right, so think about that today, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have an amazing day.